So for this exercise, all you're gonna need is a wall. And the main focus of this exercise is to really get the muscles of the forearm, the bicep, and the anterior delt working as a team. So this is just gonna be a level 1, meaning it's gonna be very kind of light exercise, something I'm gonna start people off with, and then I'm gonna show you a progression for level 2 and for level 3. So make sure you nail each level before you move on to the next one and make sure you're not having any pain. So for this one, all you're gonna be is about 1.5 to 2 feet away from the wall. First mistake I'll see is people start way too far. All right, so make sure you're fairly close to the wall. You're gonna put your hand flat on the wall, and I just want your elbow slightly bent. So it's not locked out, it's not super bent. I would say just about a 5 to 10 degree bend. From there, you are just gonna make sure your belly button is leaned forward over your toes, so you feel like the pressure is going through the hand, and that is what's holding you up, not the muscles of like your calves, glutes, or back. I'll see that so often with these exercises. So really kind of let your leg muscles relax and make sure you're leaning in and making that hand do the work. Now, once you're here, all you're gonna do is very subtle movement. Just lift the heel of your hand off the wall. Okay, you might not even see it there on the video, but when I look down, I can see the heel of my hand just hovering off the wall, and I'm feeling pressure through my fingers and kind of the knuckles here right at the top of my palm. Okay, so lean in, just go ahead and just lift that heel of the hand off very slightly, and you should immediately start to feel some muscles of the forearm, bicep, and the front of the shoulder here starting to work. Hold for about 6 to 10 seconds and then relax. All right, I only want you to do short bursts, kind of higher reps, maybe 6 to 10 of them to start. Once again, you're leaning in, belly buttons over toes, elbow just slightly bent, and then you're just gonna lift the heel of your hand off the wall just barely and start to feel those muscles burning. This looks like it would be easy, but you're gonna get fatigued with this a lot quicker than you would think, all right? So that is a level 1, it's just an isometric hold. What a level 2 is we're just gonna get a little bit more dynamic with it. You're gonna get into the exact same position. Start by lifting the heel of your hand off the wall, elbow just slightly bent. And all you're gonna do from here is just try to tap the heel of your hand on the wall. And it might not be very coordinated or fast as you start, but once your brain figures it out, you'll be able to speed it up. And you should start to feel more of a burn throughout all 3 of those muscles, especially into that forearm if you need it. Make sure as you're doing this, you don't feel like you're sliding down the wall. You might not actually be sliding, but if you have more of a force where you're trying to slide, that's gonna get a little bit different muscle group. So I want you to think more like you are, when you lift the heel of your hand up, almost like you're pushing yourself away just a little bit instead of sliding down, all right? So just that little push away, and then gonna go ahead and just try to tap that heel, and I am letting it tap all the way down to the wall and then back up, all right? And like I said, it might not be fast to start, but as you get going, you should get more coordinated with it, and your brain should figure out how to kind of coordinate those 3 muscles, all right? Start with about 20 taps, 2 to 3 sets, and then once that gets easier, no pain, you can move on to level 3, which is a little bit more of like a concentric activation of all 3 of those muscles. Once again, same position, hand on the wall. This time, I just want you to get a little lazy and almost just like let your hips sag to the wall, let your elbow bend a little bit, and then pressing through that mid hand and finger, so that heel of the hand might come up off the wall that little bit. I want you to push yourself back to the starting position. So once again, I just kind of sag my hips, let my elbow bend, and now I'm pushing through my fingers and knuckles, heel of my hand is off, and I'm pushing myself away, all right? I'm getting a lot more activation, especially higher up with this one. Start with about 2 sets of 6 of those. You can slowly ramp it up to a few more throughout the day, but try to fit these in, morning, afternoon, and night, just so we can continuously kind of get those muscles activating as a team. So just to review, level 1 is just holding on the wall, lifting the heel of the hand. Hold for about 6 seconds. Repeat that until your arms are fatigued. Next is you just add in the little taps, where you're just quickly starting to tap the heel of the hand as quickly as you can. About 20 taps, or take a break once you start to get fatigued. Try to do 2 or 3 sets of those. And lastly, level 3 is going to be the kind of lazy man. Let your hips just sag to the wall, elbow bends, and then push through that mid hand and fingers and try to push yourself back to the starting. All right, let me know if you have any questions on that, but you should definitely get a burn through those 3 muscles.